Twitch streamer Dan Saltman. Dextertonox. He's back. Austin Ox is back. Twitch streamer Dan Saltman posts screenshot of Hasan stream thumbnail showing anti-Semitic bar sign to target Twitch advertisers. When shown the clip is of Hasan reporting on it as anti-Semitism, he tweeted, "Context matters, guys," and blocked the account sharing the clip. Ha ha ha. Hasan's commie dick sucks are mad. Context matters, guys. Live by the context swastika sword. Die by the context swastika sword. What doesn't make any sense in this process is like, yeah, the swastika sword was also not a swastika sword, which Ethan also recognized. What the do you mean? So that was also out of context, and this is, you're just continuing to be out of context. Like what? This is, for the record, it'll never not be crazy to me that this dude is 60 years old. By the way, like please, man, please focus on something else for your life. This is insane. If you're wondering, what do you do in this situation? What do I even do in this situation? We getting a community note on Diddy Saltzman insane tweet? Just wait him out at this point? Yeah, just like real anti-Semitism looks like. This is it. Okay? And ironically enough, yeah, the staff brought it out, and the staff wrote it. Like the fact that there were people that literally okayed this, like you wrote it on a napkin and you said, "This is what I want on my sign." And then someone went and took the letters FUCKTHEJEW and S and planted them, okay, on that sign. And then numerous people saw it in the process and were like, "Here, let's get these bottle service girls to bring it out." And at no point did anybody go, "What the are you guys doing? Kick these losers out of the bar immediately. We are not putting out a sign like this." I know the dipshits that ordered it are probably drunk, but I don't think the manager is on. Like, what a crazy thing that it's so transparently false, right? It is so transparently a falsehood, and yet nobody cares. I don't understand it. Like, he was tweeting about how much damage they can do now with E-fans on their side. They were always on his side. What do you mean? When have they not been on his side? Like, if the damage hasn't been done thus far, it's not going to be, this is not like a new meta for them. You know? It's just so stupid. The thing that actually shocks me is how much dumber the discourse has gotten. Like, there was at least some interest from people on opposing teams in the past to be like, is this true? You know what I mean? Like, people would at the very least, if I were to do this about someone, I'm certain that people in my community would go along with it. If I were to just like, lie, right? If I were to lie about someone and be like, "Oh, this person did this or this person did that," like, yeah, there would definitely be a lot of people that would go along with it for sure. But I'm certain that there would be a decent number of people, even in this chat, that would go, "Hold on, I don't think that's the case." As a matter of fact, they do it all the time. They do it all the time. There are people in this chat that will come in and do it when I'm saying something correct, and people are still skeptical over it. I have some of the biggest semantics perverts in the game. Yeah, it just happened today with the corporate tax, not the corporate tax rate, but the tax cuts being sunset. So I can't comprehend how other people, like other communities, are just actively like, "Yeah, I don't really care that it's wrong. I just hate this guy." Every single person who hit like on Diddy Man's tweet did so knowing it's wrong. They're living in a yes-anding acting troupe. I just don't understand what that does. Like, what does that do? Because it's not working. You're just basically in this echo chamber where you're imagining things about me that are demonstrably false with the hopes that like no one from that side crosses the boundary and comes in here. Is that what it is? Because there are plenty of people who see this shit and go, "Wait a minute, is this correct? Let me go check this out." You know what I mean? There are always still people that will eventually go, "I'm going to go see for myself." And then those people are going to be like, "Okay, well, I guess I was lied to pretty actively by this cult." Like, there are people in here right now that most likely used to be either fans or were in the periphery, and they saw this kind of shit. They saw this kind of hate farming, and were like, I'm going to go and see if this is real or not. And when they unironically come in here, they go, okay, this was completely incorrect. My bad. They become a part of this community. So you're literally creating additional fans for me. That's it. You underestimate how dumb people are. They believe just based on the tweet. I know. But for every like 100 to 1,000 person, for every 1,000th person, let's say, there's a person that's going to go, I want to figure out if this is real or not. I was looking back on DMs with one of my cousins from 2021 who replied to a story I posted about you saying Hasan is anti-Semitic. If you knew you were Jewish, he wouldn't be so kind. That's so funny. All the way back in 2021. That was me with you owning a mansion discourse. Yeah. You are getting the tweet wrong. I think they just like the hater coming from it. Read my last message. See, this person is very clearly still doing that. What I was talking about with respect to, I have semantics perverts in my chat that will try to come after my argument in a critical fashion, even when they're in the wrong. I think he's talking about the fact that Twitch used this as a thumbnail, which is why they advertise on Twitch. So he's not complaining about Twitch, not you. Dude, what are you talking about? No, the implication there is that I am a vicious, rabid anti-Semite, and that's why I'm looking at that. That's what he's implying. What are you, crazy? I think if you told us a lie like Ethan is faking his ticks, then double, triple, quadruple down, we would 100% call you out on that bullshit. Yeah, 100%. The way that these guys operate is also like, I would say that, okay? I would just say this vicious lie, okay? This really up and an ableist lie that Ethan is like faking his takes. And then I would find that one clip where he's talking about how he played up his ticks in order to not serve in the Israeli military, to say, see, I proved it. And then I would just go along. I would clip that out of context and I would just keep saying it over and over and over again. If I were to do that, my community would be like, what the f are you saying? What are you even doing? Why are you talking about this person? Why are you lying about this person? I would lose half my audience overnight. You know what I mean? Except on the other side of the discourse, virtually everything they say is a lie, and they just like keep doing a barrage of, this is
little weasel rat. I mean, it's okay because I'm doing the same thing. See, this is what you guys don't get. This is what you don't get. You don't play the game. You don't play it strong enough.
Dan Stalkman, he's like admitting to taking out of context clips and just lying over and over again for defamatory purposes.
You're over here like, Dan, do not bring up that he went to a brothel. Yes, it was raided, but in the end, they didn't find enough crimes to shut them down. He has no issues clip chipping me, okay? He's fine doing it. Why the f would I not do it in return, okay? He wants to, like, do out of context clips at me. You know what? That's
What's really funny about this statement is it's also a lie, because in order for me to find out of context clips of him, I would have to know anything about him. Okay? I would have to like know what the context is and then be able to cleverly clip it out of context. I don't know anything about this man. I just know he's a 60-year-old pervert who's lost his goddamn mind and like has made it his life's mission to actively stalk me. I don't give a shit. I don't know who the f this loser is. And most people in this community don't know who the f this loser is either. This is Destiny's podcast co-host, Orbiter, who spends every waking moment actively trying to get me deplatformed. That's his whole life's mission, is to create some kind of like plausible deniability for Destiny as he uses the Diddy G community to try and actively deplatform me. My biggest fan.
420 blaze it. Let's go. YOLO. Do it.
This is the guy that Ethan openly admitted to collaborating with, who has also openly admitted, this guy has openly admitted to working alongside the ADL, for the record.
Because you know what? There's not that many clips of me that you can take out of context. There's a few, but
there's so much. The funniest part about this also is that he's so horny to try to find something that he literally burned the reputation of his privacy company by trying to get a hit tweet out scouring the interweb for an internet archive of like a Diddy tweet that I made in like 2012 that I don't even remember making, don't even remember deleting really. And he used that to be like, yeah, he used our service. He used our service to delete that. And it's like, brother, the most offensive part of this process is that you lied about me using your service. It was so stupid. It's his own privacy application that he burned the reputation of to make it seem like they actively actively blackmailed their clients, all at the behest of Israel too, which makes it even funnier, and defending Israel's interests. Amazing. Didn't he say his life's goal was deplatforming you and ruining your life? I think, was it Ethan who said that? I mean, they probably both have said that at some point. Yeah. Has Tectone always hated you? Why did he all of a sudden start attacking you? I mean, I don't care, dude. It's like, if you are a villain online, if you are a repulsive little freak online, there is going to come a day where you're like, Hasan, I hate him. I take that in stride. I think that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. Oh no, a person who is credibly accused of rape is saying that I'm a bad guy. What will I do? Okay. What's really funny about that one is that apparently, well, not so funny. It was, I guess, ironic deeply, is that apparently Tectone, as soon as he came after me and talked about his father's like military record or whatever, here it is. I'm gonna show you that really quickly. The internet found out that dad did the same shit that he did. Where is it? Hold up. Let me find the original tweet just to help you understand what's going on here real quick. He said, I am genuinely considering full swapping to YouTube if this terrorist propaganda isn't punished harshly and immediately on Twitch. My father, my brothers, and our soldiers did not bleed, sacrifice, and die for this to be allowed and promoted on Twitch. This needs to change immediately. Now, there's much wrong with this because I thought the lie that was told to America is that, you know, soldiers are literally dying to protect the First Amendment, which would fall under a defense of, you know, what I'm saying, and even beyond that, right? But it turns out, and it's also additionally funny because everyone hates this repulsive little monster, this goddamn ogre, which is precisely why I said, oh no, what will anyone do if the bald pervert leaves the Twitch platform for good? Okay. Turns out Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, folks. This is who he was talking about, Tectone. Apparently this is his dad.
Story of one of the 8% that were prosecuted. The story of Colonel Michael Robertson, who commanded Fort Bliss's 31st Combat Support Hospital at Camp Dwyer, a military base and airfield in the Helmand River Valley in Afghanistan. Last week, Colonel Robertson was convicted by a military judge of 14 charges, including having pornography on his government computer, sexually harassing 3 women, and assaulting 5 women. 8 women that served under his command testified at great cost to their careers and their privacy. Colonel Robertson routinely touched them without permission.
Someone found a photo of him and his father together. All right, pal. I don't think you get to reveal that you let your entire family sign up and went, have fun, suckers. I'm going to become a Me Too'd Genshin streamer and get self-righteous about it, as if you couldn't play freemium games and get accused of heinous acts in the service. His dad got booted from the army for sexually assaulting other soldiers. I just saw the article. We need to trade the family to a country. What the I don't condone. I condemn what Felix is saying. Christ, listen. Felix, you need to be on Twitch to get these people into crying about you too. I have a bad disposition for doing it consistently. There are 3 streams I really enjoy doing, and I feel like I could do them for 12 hours whenever I'm on. But doing it by myself like 5 days a week would start to chap my ass. I guess it would be nice making enough to buy a MiG though. I'm audio, please say it. No. I think it's pretty crazy. Oh, here's the, I think this was what I saw. Yeah, this is what I saw on the timeline.
The biggest photo you see is of Colonel Michael Robertson. He was convicted of 14 accounts of sexual assault. He only served 90 days in jail and paid a $30,000 fine.
Bro, that is the craziest. I mean, it's not even a milkshake duck style situation because it's like for a milkshake duck to occur, like this needs to be a beloved figure and not a bald rapist himself, right? But what was hilarious about this, situation is like, I didn't know anything about his dad, you know? Literally, where is this reference? You posted, come in with receipts posted, bro. So where did this reference happen? Do you think this person will change their perspective about this guy? Hokai Impact third, got to be the best game. Australia. Yeah, like what? Why would you invite people looking for this information? It's so crazy. Okay, I investigated by myself, and there's a person with the same name, rank, and similar age to Tectone's dad, and he was indeed found guilty of 14 counts of sexual harassment. It definitely wasn't his dad. His dad served in the late 80s, the early 90s. Anything after that, he probably wasn't active and was a reserve. Plus, I know people like Casey, blah, blah, blah. He literally references his dad as Iron Mike, which was also the nickname explicitly referenced in the trial of Michael Robertson. It's pretty obviously his father-in-law. It's not a surprise considering the history of sexual abuse that runs in the family. Like, this man has, I guess, epigenetic memories of rape. He had to do it, you know? He just couldn't. He couldn't stop himself because it's just like, it's a familial obligation over here. He literally says, should we call you Colonel in the podcast? Colonel Michael Robertson, Lamau. In the video, he literally said he served in Vietnam. The same Colonel Michael Robertson in the assault trial who served, guess where? Vietnam, Lem Phao. I think it's Tectone. Your father was a literal terrorist. Asman's father was a Vietnam invader. Both of you don't have the right to call anyone terrorist. Okay, listen, Asman dad is good in my book, okay? He is a liberal. I don't know if he still is, but I don't know if he's still a fan, but you know, no smearing Asman dad. I can't believe it, dude. What an insane way to learn about new information that I previously was not privy to.
On their breasts, thighs, and buttocks, and encourage them to look at pornography computer. Some testify the harassment occurred daily. Sadly, the military careers of these 8 women who bravely did the right thing are almost assuredly destroyed. A major who filed a claim against Robertson said, quote, I don't know if my career was in jeopardy for doing the right thing.
What is this?
Who in the Corps who supported you is going to trust you in the future, unquote. Despite repeated warnings, Colonel Robertson also emailed pornography to friends and female subordinates. A lieutenant colonel who was the chief nurse under Robertson's command said his command style split the staff and created a toxic environment. What makes the defense's answer to all these actions? That all of these jokes and the touching were attempts to boost morale. How much more outrageous must the excuse become before we do something about it? So what is the punishment for someone in the military convicted of 14 counts of assaulting and harassing his subordinates who was assigned to protect? Is he sent to prison for being a predator?
Bro, his dad is in the congressional record for being a sex pest. That is crazy. Oh my God.
Is he stripped of his standing?
Being a second generation sex pest is wild. I mean, like father, like son, I guess.
In the military. Oh, no. Colonel Robertson was ordered to pay a $30,000 fine over 3 months and spent 3 months in prison. Colonel Robertson will retire from the Army when he finishes his sentence. His conviction won't affect his Army retirement.
Everything I know about the way the military normally deals with these issues, I have no fear in saying that the likelihood is that the damage was significantly larger, and the very fact that he was even punished means that what he did was probably far worse, because the military usually just lets you get away with it, okay? Especially if you're high-ranking, Vietnam veteran, all this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy. I mean, you got a congressperson on the fact that the American military did not offer just punishment. When do you plan on enlisting in Hamas or Hezbollah? I noticed that a lot of the little creatures have started crawling in the chat. All of a sudden, what happened? Why are y'all crawling out of the woodwork right now at this very moment? It's like the worst time. It's perhaps the worst time to come in here and chirp. Who is this guy? This guy is the father of this guy who posted, I'm genuinely considering full swap into YouTube if this terrorist propaganda isn't published harshly and immediately on Twitch. My father, my brothers, and our soldiers did not bleed, sacrifice, and die for this to be allowed and promoted on Twitch. In court-martial testimony Tuesday, women said Robertson allegedly touched them without permission on their breasts and buttocks, encouraged them to look at pictures of scantily clad women on his computer, and made personal sexual comments, the El Paso, Texas Times reported. He brought this up, and then Twitter immediately came in and was like, dude, your dad literally was a award-winning sex pest, a sexual assaulter amongst the ranks, too much of a goddamn threat to the American military. It was a national security concern, it seems, that they had to do something about it. That's crazy. The U.S. military still protects rapists. There have been increasing protests in Okinawa because the U.S. won't stop protecting rapists. I was in a protest in Shibuya last weekend, and there's growing anger. No, I know that. Like a congressionally recognized sexual assaulter. I started Camp Dwyer, but not until 2012. You're right about military punishments for higher ranks. It's class warfare exemplified and disgusting. Yep. Alaikum salam. Apparently they had his dad, Tectone's dad, talking about you. Can't make this up. What did he say? What did Colonel Iron Mike say?
Bad people for thinking this shit's bad funny. Like,
no, this shit's hilarious.
Fuck Hasan.
Okay, guys. All right, guys. Hey,
Hasan a bitch.
It's been a great stream, boys.
Bro, what the? Bro, why are all my haters like this? What is going on, bro? What the? Yeah! Judge me by my enemies. Holy. This is okay. This is an ironclad law now. Okay. Holy. Colonel Spider Rapist hates you. Oh no. Oh my God. Dude, do I have I don't know what it is. Do I have this like major anti-rapist vibe or something? I bring a real anti-pedophilia, anti-rape vibe to the party that pedophile rapists really don't like. Pedophiles and rapists. It's crazy. What the?
It's been a great stream, boys.
Major.
Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Hey, I'll see y'all next.
That's a sick belt buckle though. Like I can still recognize drip. Tectone is a proud patriotic guy that thought World War II was in the 1800s, by the way. Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah, we got to put this guy up on the board too, next to Dr. Piss Inspect. The list keeps growing, dude. It's the sex offender registry. What the? What the? I don't even do nothing. I didn't even know this dude existed on the planet until like earlier today. And he's rocking the Lockheed Martin shirt. Oh, yeah. It's perfect. It's perfect. Oh, even journalists know about his family's weird business now. My father, brothers, and other soldiers fought to be able to censor speech. I don't like is an interesting new twist on how that line usually goes. His father is cashiered out of the military for being a sex criminal towards his subordinates. He fought for that right. Jesus Christ. Do nothing win. Bro, I mean, I'm not doing anything. This account is run by a PR firm hired by Ethan Klein to clean up his image. It pretends to be a Palestinian scholar while posting Medium blogs defending Ethan and attacking his critics, which Ethan frequently then posts onto his Instagram story. Evie Solanas, abolitionist, critical theorist, feminist, daughter of Palestine, defending Ethan Klein of H3 on Israel-Palestine Zionism. Ethan Klein is not a pro-genocide Zionist, liberal or otherwise. The blogs are written by AI with SEO designed to show up high in Google searches for key terms of importance, Ethan, like Ethan Klein Zionist, Ethan Klein sexual assault. For the latter, it used an article falsely accusing Hasan of SA that mentions Ethan about... wait, what? Hasan Parker, the male feminist who weaponized police against women and shares revenge porn. None of those things happen. This is not at all new for Ethan. I don't know. Is this Bad Empanada? Is this Bad Empanada's account? Because if it is, I'm going to... Yeah, it most likely is. Okay. I take Bad Empanada's drama-related content with a grain of salt. I don't know if I don't trust his acumen in that regard. But yeah, you can lie about whatever the f- you want on Medium, I guess. He linked that Medium article yesterday on a story. This piece of running defense for Zionist Ethan Klein is LARPing as pro-Palestine. What they actually are is a Diddy G rat who's following vile destiny, sex pest fans, and yeet the mod of the Islamophobic Nazi Zionist troll farm Dazbullah Brigade. That's crazy. So you mean to tell me this person is writing? We've been getting a major influx of people who seem to think that Medium is a respectable institution. You know, there's no, like, anyone and everyone can write on there, right? This is our
Hello
YouTube.
everyone, my name is Evie Solanas. The aim of my content is to promote education and healthier, honest, and fair discourse online. I am an abolitionist, critical theorist, feminist, and published researcher specializing in gender differences and intimate partner violence. I do not abide anyone who promotes violence, harassment, or hatred based on race, gender, nationality, and other immutable characteristics. I have in the past used an avatar and generated voice for some of my content. Recently,
Why is Pinoy Gang coming after me like this? What the I've always shown love to my swagapinos. What the hell? Swagapinos, rise up. But not like this. Has to be a Fiverr gig. Not Pinoy, look at the name. I mean, the name isn't.
I have decided to attach more of myself to this work as I feel more comfortable. However, I will continue to use the generated voice for less personal content because it helps me produce better quality products. I also have paid editors for YouTube because I don't have time to edit all of the videos I want to make. Anyway, thank you for following.
Published researcher exploring the social world? Wait, what has she published? Hi, condemn what Ethan Klein said in the video, which I think is close from a decade ago, as tasteless and gross. I hope he has learned something since then. I think he has. The couple blog posts I wrote about him on a year ago have nothing to do with that in particular. I'm not Ethan Klein's keeper. I also think Hasan Piker can do better too. What the Seriously, look at the 2016 levels of 4chan / poll Arab hate in Dazbullah tweets. Those are the same guys taking Aaron Bushnell's video and putting rave music law absolute psychos. No, I know they are. I know. I'm familiar with what those guys are doing. Nothing is not real. I looked into it a while back. Do you see Gokunara's commentary on the debate? No, what did he say? Why are chatters so aware of every single one of these weirdos? Why is this community turning the garbage on? Okay, bro, calm down, all right? Like, I mean, this is like a not very sophisticated, but a very active smearing campaign that Ethan Klein is either willingly or unwillingly participating in. Like, I think that's valid. It's valid to look into like this, okay? Like, calm down. Like, there is a limit to a drama, and this in and of itself is like worthwhile. Yeah, this is a straightforwardly somewhat coordinated, not super sophisticated, but somewhat coordinated smear campaign. I suspect that that person who's on that YouTube page is probably not the real person, though. Someone told me I was in a cult that you shared revenge porn, so I did my research. That's it. Yeah, it's that mysteriously, that accusation, which is a lie, came about after Destiny actually had an active court case on him for, doing this to numerous victims, as a matter of fact, numerous victims from his own community. And then his community somehow turned it around and was like, Hasan, actually, you did this. And what was their evidence for this? It was because I was getting unsolicited nudes while being interviewed by a journalist on, I think, Snapchat or Instagram or something like that. And I was like, oops, that's an unsolicited nude that was sent to me. It's always projection. It's always a role reversal where people just try to stretch. They try to stretch the truth in a way that suits their purpose to craft this insane narrative. They see it gets attention, though, and this prolongs it as it make up crazier accusations than what we're doing. Yeah. What are you going to do? That wouldn't be me. For the record, that would not be me sharing revenge porn. That would be me being victim of sexual harassment. And no, I don't have a Snapchat anymore. But I'm saying that, like, receiving an unsolicited nude would be victimizing me. under normal circumstances. Not that I care, but not the other way around. What? What? I think she wasn't being a jerk, saying you could do better, Hasan. She might feel that when telling a chatter to suck my dick. You should stress to do so in a non-violent way. Oh, God. Oh, my God. You are literally getting primed by an AI bot, chatter. I like to think that at least 11 months in this community would have caused someone to be a little bit smarter than an AI bot. Like someone who is easily duped by an AI bot that wrote a Medium article that is clearly designed to smear me. That's your takeaway from this? It's getting real hard for me to not say suck my dick. Come on. Yeah, we should call it a blog post to be more accurate. I mean, that is precisely what it is. Non-violently. I'll say it over and over again. Chatter's confused being charitable with being a useful idiot too often. I know.